Good morning. Well, before I begin the homily, I think it's been a month or so now that I haven't updated you on our Seattle Mariners. There are Seattle Mariners. And actually, as I told you then, it's been 21 years since they went to the Major League playoffs. And now, if you look around today, and I'm telling you the truth, if the season ended today, they would be in the playoffs. Now, we still have a few games to go, so I think that it would be maybe sort of good to ask for a few prayers in the next month. If ever one does not carry his own cross and come after me, cannot be my disciple. I think we have all fascinated by the old story about Manhattan Island being bought for $29 worth of trinkets and beads. Well, some of us may have fantasized about winning millions with a $2 lottery ticket. But in the real world, we know, don't we? Or at least we say we know, that life isn't brought on the cheap. A life that is real, it costs a lot. Not in money, but in real effort. That is why Jesus is telling us today that doing anything valuable or important, whether building a great tower or confronting a powerful enemy, it costs a lot. And the person who doesn't face up to this is probably doomed to failure. That might seem perfectly obvious when it comes to building a career, embarking on a project, or pursuing one's education. However, when it comes to so many of the important things in our lives, like nurturing our children, keeping our marriages strong and growing, making our parish community strong, vibrant, and loving, developing our own minds and nourishing our souls, I think, what do you think? Sometimes we try to do it on the cheap. For a while, it might work, but eventually things start to fall apart, and we are surprised, and we wonder why. I worked so hard. What we need to realize is that at the center of a healthy Christian life is a solid core of unwavering commitments. Things that must be done, and other things that should never be done. And inside each one of those commitments is the will and the determination to be true to them. This is what the center of a healthy Christian life looks like. There is a true story about Gale Sayers, who played for the Chicago Bears in 1960. And he ranks among the greatest running backs in the history of professional football. And around his neck, he always wore a gold medal about the size of a $50. On that medal was inscribed the words, "I am third. I am third." Those words became the title of the best-selling autobiography. In that book, he explains why the words meant so much to him. Words that reminded him of his solid core of unwavering commitment. He said, "I am third reminds me that God is first. Family and friends are second. And that makes me third." You know, we spend a lot of time trying to develop our physical core. Let's talk about what our spiritual core looks like. Is it strong? Is it clearly fixed on serving others? Is it clearly fixed on a true disciple of Jesus? Or is it soft and mushy core that changes like the tides? Or a moving target that never gets fixed or anchored in living out the gospel? The answer for most of us is that if you're a little like me, it's a little bit of both. Something strong and sometimes a little mushy. And Jesus is inviting us to strive beyond that, to get our commitment straight and clear, to build inside of us the will to be faithful, true disciple, no matter what the cost. This is the way of building a kind of lives that God truly wants for us. Christian lives that are big lives, lives full of high holiness, lives that are rich in things that really count, rich in the only things we can carry with us, basically, into eternity. Building lives like that does cost a lot. Building lives, that does not mean taking up our cross. However, we are not building alone. We don't have to finish our great work all in one day. At each step, Jesus will give us the tools we need and the strength of his graces to use those tools. That is God's promise. And I can tell you, he always keeps his word.